Plaintiff Ruth Joseph says she hired the defendant to work on her house, and they ended up becoming friends. Ruth claims the defendant turned out to be a manipulative liar who preys on single women. And she's suing him today because she loaned him over $15,000. Defendant Eric Norman says he and Ruth did have a good friendship, but Ruth was in love with him. Eric claims Ruth once confessed that she wanted to spend the rest of her life with him, and that's why she paid for his divorce. Eric's countersuing for defamation of character.
All right, start with you.
I moved into a neighborhood after I purchased a home, and I needed some help with work, and some of the people in the neighborhood told me that Eric was a handyman. So what I found out is that Eric manipulates. He seeks out women who are single and alone.
It's a lie.
He takes advantage of the situation. I know that he took advantage of me. I was grieving over the loss of my father when we were so-called friends, but he just used me.
Did you begin dating at some point?
No, never.
Never? Okay, go ahead.
No. And Eric always has a sob story. It's never his fault. It's always somebody else's fault. He has a horrible temper. He manipulates, he lies. When he's mad, he goes to the bar and drinks. I'm not surprised that he got divorced twice.
Crazy, Your
because he doesn't know how to communicate. We should have been able to communicate and work this out. I thought Eric...
What is this regarding? I know it's breach of contract, but what type of contract?
Yeah, I had lent him money between January and April.
Okay, not having to do with the work he was performing, handyman stuff.
I was kind enough to let him work off some things because he didn't have the money to pay me. So I gave him a credit of $6,000 for the work that he did.
A handyman who could work it off?
Yes, and also, and he was going through a rough time.
Shaking your head. You can work it off, or why are you getting sued though?
Because there was no, everything was a gift. There was nothing, she was in love with me.
That's a lie. Why would I want to be with a man that shows me a topless photo of his current wife, and he flirts with my daughter when she comes kayaking? That's not my kind of man. I have faith in God, and I'm looking for a good man. I felt sorry for Eric.
Did you hit on this woman's door?
No, Your Honor. No, never. I was still legally married, and I like.
Yeah. I don't mean you didn't hit on her daughter.
When you showed me a topless picture of your wife, he opened his phone.
I would show her
he opened his phone. He said, "Look at this," and I said, "Why did you show that to me?"
Your Honor, we were friends, and I would joke with her.
How did that subject come up?
We were not friends. I was your supplemental income. See, you were not my friend.
You can tell how much.
You manipulate everybody in town. You've taken money from 2 other women in town. You never pay them back.
That's why
they're always single and alone.
Okay, let me allow him to give me a little background here, sir. How would you characterize your friendship?
Honestly, we did have a great friendship. But I really, honestly felt she loved me, and I know she did after some of the things she told me.
What is there to love?
Can I finish my? Can I talk?
2 divorces. All this nonsense. Nothing's ever your fault. You don't ever stand up and be a man.
Let him speak, ma'am.
In the very end of our friendship, which is after a year or so, we were both pretty heated. And she had told me the day she moved into her house, when she pulled into her house, she said, when I saw you on your riding lawnmower, because I was a handyman, she told me that she knew I was the man she was supposed to be with. I was supposed to be her husband. And that's what she told me. Why would, this is at the end of our friendship. No. But we became friends. Real good friends. We had been talking. I was going through a divorce. I had $3,500 repayment fee that I could not pay. There's no way.
For your lawyer?
Yes, for my lawyer. We were good friends. We talked about everything. She wanted my lawyer's information because there's no way I can pay for my lawyer. Well, I gave her my information. A week later, my lawyer calls me, says, "Come on in. Everything's paid. You can come on in, and we can start this divorce finally." And I think she wanted to hurry it up. So she paid it. She just totally paid it. Without me saying anything.
That is not the truth. You were crying. You didn't know what you're going to do.
You're right.
Taking the van. I don't know what I'm going to do. Your hands and you're crying and crying. I've gone hungry and I've done without. And I wouldn't want anybody else to do that. And I was a friend to you. I have a promissory note that I had him sign in August of 2016.
See it, please. So, sir, you're $12,000 short. So far, you've told me about $3,000 for your lawyer. What about the other $12,000?
There was a truck that she had, 2004 Ford truck that she had given me. She said it was worth about $4,000.
No, not a gift. I paid for the
Can I ever
insurance too.
finish
Okay, let him
single
finish,
thing
man.
I say?
Yes, go ahead, sir. She gave it to you. Go
and
ahead
then-
with the 2000.
Okay, the engine was screwed up on it to begin with. She put $5,000, paid Ford Motor Company $5,000 to put that new engine in.
No, you
It's all in
begged
her
for
name.
that
Nothing's
engine.
in my name.
Don't lie.
Ma'am, you gotta let him finish.
That's
Go
the
ahead.
problem with her. She doesn't let anybody ever do anything. She jumps right in.
I see why he can't communicate with you, ma'am. You get
It's like Jekyll and Hyde. I never can communicate
Go
anything
ahead.
with her. Anyway, she put $5,000 into that truck.
What's the next expenditure for?
The next expenditure?
Yeah, you're only up to 8 now or so. So where's the other 7,000? She says she has a note here, and she does, saying that you agreed to pay 15,000. So far we're up to 8. Where's the other 7?
Your Honor, I don't know where the other money is because she told.
And all this occurred within what time frame?
January to April of 2016.
4 months?
No, it went for well over a year, Your Honor. I don't know where she even got that.
The
time.
work he did for you, did you pay him?
What I did was I gave him a credit of $6,000 for
Okay,
the work
because
he
I knew
did.
that was going to be next.
Once I gave him the credit for $6,000, his balance was
Got
$9,360.
it. All right. And you're suing him for the maximum you can here today, and that's
Yes, Your
5.
Honor.
Sir, why don't you think you should adhere to this agreement you made?
Well, I honestly did sign that. That's after she went around threatening me and telling, and we have a small community we live in. There's maybe 1,000 people in the whole area, and we live on a little lake area. She was going around telling everybody I'm a thief, I'm a liar, and these are people I've known for 17 years. I've known everybody. And I've noticed people started changing the way they were talking about me because she was so, you saw how she acts, she was doing that to everybody. You can't like this guy, he's doing this, this, and this.
If you stole $15,000 from me in 4 months, I'd be acting the same way. So why don't you think you should pay? I hear that she badmouthed you, and that's your defamation claim. We'll get to that. First, defend against why you should not have to meet the debt.
Because it was a gift. It was a
Why
gift.
did
She
you
was in
sign
love
this
with
thing?
me. That's why she wanted me to get a divorce.
Gosh, who
Your
would be
Honor,
in
she
love with
was.
him? Give me a break.
At one point in our friendship, she wouldn't let me talk to my friends that I've been friends with for 17 years. One of them I actually consider to be a dad. She said, either you're friends with him or you're friends with me. She was doing that with all the neighbors, saying, if you're going to be friends with these people, you're not going to be friends with
No.
me. I have
What is
witnessed-
that?
They're just simple witness testimonies telling about,
me see that.
I hope you can read them. They're written from my neighbors that are hard to read. If you can't, I will read them.
Man, who you kid? He done wrote all 3 of these. This is the same handwriting, man. Come on, man.
Look, it's not me writing
He
them.
wrote all 3 of these. It's the same writing.
Look at the signature.
I saw her being romantically involved with multiple handymen.
On her pontoon, yes.
Oh my God, on my pontoon.
You want me to start naming
were-
names? You want me to talk about the
They were
people that
all
stayed the night?
supposedly working on her house and staying the night while the work was being done.
For weeks at a time, sir.
Sometimes they would be there for weeks at a time.
It's the truth.
They would be holding hands and arms around each other. It seemed that every time a handyman or a milkman, a policeman, fireman,
That's the way it was.
judge, no, I'm having a little fun now, man. I doesn't say any of that, but it does allege other handymen. Why is it just handymen?
Your Honor, they would stay for weeks at a time, I'm not lying, to do work on her house. I have witness testimony saying they agreed.
Yeah,
in
these are
public.
all your letters.
They're not.
I'll read your next letter.
They are not my letters.
This is about Ruth and Eric. I heard from someone else I should never trust Eric again because he took a lot of money from her. We both have known Eric for 15 years, and he has ripped us off too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Last one. This is the last letter you wrote in your handwriting. Man. Said she wanted Eric to stop being friends with me. I heard she was telling neighbors he was not paying his debt and was a terrible person. She has this document, sir. Any other testimony you want to give?
Yes, I have an audio recording of how wonderful he talks to me.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. Eric, you wanted to buy that truck.
I did. We're
I'm telling
selling
the
the house.
truth,
She
and
will.
God knows it.
Shut up. You don't let anybody talk.
Yeah, it's okay for everybody to sue.
Listen,
it's okay for you.
I don't sue anybody for anything. You shut the hell up.
Would you do
You
this?
shut the up.
Would you do this to your
Make
daughter?
evil something about you. It
Really?
doesn't stop.
Evil?
Shut up.
And that was one little point after she went off on me, had me emotionally crying, had me
Can I say
freaking out.
something to
I mean,
that? I don't appreciate that you say that I wanted you. You know that's a lie. Why would I want you? Why would I want all your problems? It's a nightmare. You say you want to Ruth. I told you how many times. You used to say that in front of your friends.
That was
And I'd
jokes.
say,
It was something to
"It's
be
not
funny, 'cause we were
It's called
friends."
sexual harassment.
oh my gosh.
You don't talk to a woman like that. I am a God-fearing woman, and I have not been in a relationship because I'm waiting for God to bring that man, and I'm not
Except
playing.
for the 6
There's
handymen that
one
were at her
place
house
I'm
staying
going.
there for a week at a time.
God, some
I
6
got a
different
revolving
handymen.
door, yeah.
6 different handymen would stay there for weeks at a time.
6.
Which ones do you want me to?
Quiet, sir. They were having Bible study. You don't know what they were doing over there. Reading the Bible, playing cards, practicing sermons. You don't know what they were doing. I'm having a little fun over here, ma'am.
Yes.
Your counterclaim for defamation is these letters, her saying that you owe her money.
Yeah, she was
It's
going
not
around telling
defamation. You do owe her money.
No, she's telling everybody I'm a thief, Your Honor. She's going around
I
telling
didn't see
everybody.
anything
No.
about that. Show me evidence that someone said, use the word thief.
It should be right in one of those witness.
I looked at your letters that you wrote, and I didn't see any of
I didn't
that.
write the letters.
I know, sir. I'm having fun with you. You know you owe this woman this money. $15,000 you got from this woman, or you signed a letter saying that you were paying. You want to come in here acting all dejected when someone tells you that you're in the wrong. Pay this woman her money. Judgment for the plaintiff. Your claim is dismissed. She hadn't done anything to you but tell folks you owe her money, and she was telling the truth. Have a good day.
I'm just grateful for the justice. I was praying to God, and I got the letter from Judge Mathis, and I'm just grateful.
I have no hard feelings. I don't owe her anything, and I don't like the way I was portrayed in there, but I have no hard feelings. She's a good woman for the most part. Obviously gets a little upset and takes it out way too far, and I should not be here. She was in love with me, but that's all I got to say.